show for an indigenous person of this continent, and I want her to speak on I want her to speak on white skin privilege, something white folks need to read about. Where was my sister Mariah? Where are you? There you go. Good to go here. On the move!
On the move!
Hi, my name is Amalia May Maria Montoya. I am Mexica and Apache. I want to call to my ancestors and thank them for allowing me to be here today, and I appreciate all of you giving me a moment to speak. I just wanted to talk for a quick moment because I see we have good things coming about colonization. And I know that people feel that colonization maybe doesn't even exist today, or it just happened to indigenous people 500 years ago. But the truth is the colonization that the U.S. government perpetrates on the world continues to happen to all people of color, and especially people of color in this country. And we're all connected. I know that the U.S. government, the CEOs, the owners of the corporations, the ones that are raking in the money, they want us to feel divided. They want us to feel like we're not related, but we are. And what is good for one is good for the other. And so I think it's important that we make those connections between all people of color in this country in particular that's supposed to be this big melting pot that's inclusive of everyone. But, you know, you take even like the police officers that have been around us all day long. And, you know, that's the occupation. We are in an occupied country. And I'll just say really quick, I'm from unoccupied Albuquerque, New Mexico. We chose to go with unoccupied because we know that we are already occupied. How can you occupy something that's already occupied? So we have to ask ourselves, how can you build justice on a land that was built on stolen land and from stolen labor? So, you know, I think about the police officers, and I think about how in recent years they've decided, okay, us people of color, we can hold places like police officers. We can hold those jobs, and we can become middle class. But then all of a sudden, when we become middle class and start to have a generation of wealth or something, all of a sudden the country falls apart, right? What up with that? That's, you know, come on, let's get real. So I think that it's important for us to understand that all of us are being oppressed in one way or another, and this government tries to use us to oppress each other. And I think we should try as hard as we can to move away from that kind of injustice that's being perpetrated on us. And even the police themselves, I mean, I think that, you know, when their captain or however the ranks run, you know, when they're told what to do, they do what they do, and they're all loyal and all of this, and they do their job as best they can. But then when it comes time for them to have raises or pensions or to have any kind of benefits, they start getting cut. So this government says it cares, but it doesn't care about us at all. And the only way that we are going to challenge this government is if we do it together. And those folks that are political prisoners, we have to work at getting them out, because that's one of the first steps. And one of the reasons that I believe that they hold these folks in prison is because there's so much fear. Fear that these folks will come out and speak their truth and move the people. They will move us to unity. They will move us to revolution. And it isn't, in this country, we can have all the movements in the world. But until we take people of color, the most marginalized people in this country, people of color, women of color and their children, and put them at the center